first webcast for 2018, the first of many we're going to host this year as well. Okay, so today we are looking at the vouchers module. Not sure how familiar with some of you may or may not be with the vouchers module. Some of you I think may have it and just want to know a bit more about how to use it in depth, or some of you might just go, what is that about? Well, I want to learn more. Is it going to work for our association? So what we'll look at today, we'll look at the types of vouchers that we have in the vouchers module that you can send out to your users. We have unique vouchers, campaign vouchers, and I will go through the benefits and limitations of both of them as well to give you a bit more information. The second half of the training, I'll actually go into detail on how we use those vouchers, how to create them, how users can redeem their vouchers, and look at some of the reporting you can do in the vouchers module as well. So what is it? What do we do with the vouchers module? It is a module for you to offer discounts to your users. So it could be discounts based on sales or promotions, membership drives that you might be running, or a loyalty program. You know, you get 20% off for being such a loyal member for life membership or something like that. So the types of vouchers you can use in Association Online are the unique vouchers, which are sent to individual users with unique codes for each recipient. So just like when you receive I was going to say like a loyalty program where you can say, here's 20% just for you. This is your specific code. Put it in the shopping cart and redeem your voucher. And then we have campaign vouchers, which is like one code across a number of recipients. So you can send it to as many people as you want. There's a couple of options there. Let's look at that in more detail. So unique vouchers. So each voucher code is system generated and unique to the recipient. You can add recipients individually, or you can use queries that you build in your system or via access group as well. So you can say, I want to send a code to all of our members and use the members access group. The voucher is emailed to those selected recipients that you select in the voucher. The other good thing about the unique vouchers is that you can add a header, footer, images, and you can add terms and conditions as well. So you can add specific information to a unique voucher. My favorite thing about the unique vouchers is that if the voucher's for $1 value and they only use a portion of the value, let's say you give them a $100 voucher and they only use $50 of it in the system, what will happen is the system automatically sends them sends the recipient a voucher for the remaining balance. So here's, the leftover $50 that you haven't spent yet. And it automatically happens, you don't have to touch it. So that's quite handy. What are campaign vouchers? So they're an offer, you're offering a bunch of people at one time. You need to advertise those campaign vouchers. So you might have a promotion and a voucher with the voucher code and the terms and conditions on your website or via an e-marketing message. There's no automated email and selected recipients for campaigns. You need to do that through the marketing module. And so here, you get 10% off this month at any transaction on our website. Here's the code. The system can automatically generate the voucher code, or you can manually create your own code. So that's a setting that we can set up for you if you go, oh, we want to create our own code names, make it really special to us. Or we can set it to automatically generate a code name for you. The thing about campaign vouchers is there is only one voucher code per campaign and only one use per username. I think someone asked me this question the other day. Someone was given a campaign code and they wanted to purchase an event for one colleague, and then they wanted to purchase an event registration for another colleague as well using the same campaign code. But they couldn't do it. They were logged into the system themselves and they weren't able to do both registrations under the one code because we only have one use per username. So they'd have to log in, or someone else would have to log in and do it that way. Okay, so the system recognizes, oh, this person's already used this campaign code, they can't do it again. And so there is no voucher applicable for the remaining balance. Unlike in unique vouchers, there's no remaining balance if they don't fully redeem that voucher. Okay, so they're the kind of key elements or features of each voucher type. But what are some of the benefits and limitations? So the benefits are you can set an expiry date on both voucher types. You can set a dollar or a percentage value. You can have 20% off, or here's a dollar, $100 voucher or 20% off voucher. You can also set minimum dollar or items required, which is quite, not everybody uses this, but it could be handy as well, where you can say, here's a $50 gift card gift voucher that you can spend if you spend a minimum of $100. Or you could, if you purchase two items from our shop, you can get 20% off. Okay, so you can actually set those minimum requirements as well. So that's a really benefit of the vouchers module as well. The limitations, this is important to note. As I mentioned before with campaigns, it's the same with the unique vouchers. One use, sorry, I should have rewritten that. One use per username. Okay, only one person can use it once. It cannot be restricted to a particular module, a particular item, or purchase type in the system. It's across the whole website. Okay, so if you say you want to give someone a voucher for membership, you get 20% off your membership. You can't actually restrict in using the system. You can put terms and conditions around it, but the system can't restrict it to be membership only. They could, if they were sneaky and tried it, the user could potentially use it to register for an event. So that's just something that is a really important part of the vouchers module to be aware of, that it isn't restricted based on module, item, or purchase type. Okay, with that being said, so we've had a bit of an overview of the types of vouchers we have, their benefits and their limitations, but as I go through and show you how they work, it will make a bit more sense to you as well. So we're going to go into the back end. I'm going to create a unique voucher. So unique vouchers, we're choosing who we're sending it to, and we're giving them a specific code, a unique code. So I'll go to the back end of my system. Sorry, I am in the wrong spot. Here it is. Oh, I had it set up before I started. Now I can't find it. Okay. Previous. There it is. Okay, because I had GoToWebinar up. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, I'm going to go into the vouchers module. Before I do, I just want to let you know I do have a vouchers manual that has been rewritten this week, and it's most up to date. I'm going to show you that a bit later on too. Okay, so the vouchers module, we usually locate them in the marketing section. Okay, so under marketing, because it is a marketing module really. When you first click on vouchers, there's a blank screen. So you do need to select the relevant voucher type, the unique or campaign vouchers that you're going to look at. Now, for those of you who already have the vouchers module and have maybe used it in the past, your vouchers types may be labeled differently. They could be called single recipient vouchers for unique vouchers, or multi-recipient vouchers for campaign vouchers. Okay, so they're the same thing, they're just labeled differently, so be aware of that. Okay, I'm going to go into unique vouchers. So at the moment, I've got two vouchers that have been sent out previously, $100 voucher and an association online voucher. The dates that they were processed, I can manage, duplicate, or delete them from here. But I'm just going to add a voucher first. We're going to come back to the list after. Okay, so in my voucher setup, I have 3 tabs: voucher details, recipients, and email settings. Now in voucher details, if we're providing an online voucher, I need to make it online. I'm going to call this one a loyalty reward voucher. I might add a header. So you can add a logo or something, whatever you want to do with that. And the voucher text. Okay, so I'm just going to say So this is the text, sorry, this is the text that, so please redeem this voucher on our website. This is the text that sits in the voucher. This isn't the text that's emailed, it sits within the voucher. So it's the voucher information. So we've got some placeholders in here, first name, last name, voucher number, the value, and the date. Now you do need to make sure that that voucher number placeholder is in there. That's what's going to trigger that unique voucher number. Okay. You can set some terms and conditions, valid for 6 months from date received. Okay, you can set an expiry date. Just do April 30. The value of the voucher as a value or a percent. Okay, so I'm going to do a percentage for this one, 50%. So just put in the numerical amount and the percentage. This is the minimum value, what I was explaining before, where you can say, oh, you only get this voucher type if you're already spending $100 or purchasing 2 items. Okay, but I'm going to skip that today. We don't need it. Once you've saved it, you can go to the Recipients tab and select who are you sending this voucher to. So as I mentioned, there's a few ways you can add who you're going to want to receive this voucher. So it could be based on your queries that you've got in your database. So I'm going to send it to myself. Based on your access groups, so it could be I want to send this to all our members. Okay, or based on specific individual users, so your whole database list would sit here. And you can search for a particular user or click on them and add them to the list. Okay. Just going to save that. The email settings tab we don't use anymore. We have an email set up that's different, so you can ignore that. Fabulous. When your voucher hasn't, if it's a new voucher, it hasn't been sent yet, it displays with these orange buttons that you can send that voucher, ready to send that voucher. Once it's been sent, you can't send it again. You'll need to duplicate it and create a new one. Okay, so that's good. The duplicate functionality is quite handy because then you don't have to rewrite them or rebuild them every time. Okay, so there, as I mentioned, there is a voucher email that is triggered when you click on send from the voucher. Okay, this email, there's only one email, so those of you who are familiar with Association Online will know how to edit your emails. So there's only one email we need to edit in here, and it's called voucher. Okay, it's sitting under unique vouchers, it says emails. There you go, voucher. So this is the content you're sending them in the email and the voucher is attached. Okay, that's all you need to know about that one. Something you can do before you send your voucher is simulate the sending. Sort of saying, let's see what happens if we actually sent this email and this voucher. Who is that going to send to? Okay, so if I go back to my voucher list, I can click on simulation. It says this is a simulation only, no emails will actually be sent. But if we were to do it, these are the people that would receive it. So if you've done a query, you want to know who's in there, this is a good way to test it. Okay. And then you can click send now and send the voucher. And this is what your voucher will look like. You know, obviously you might have your different header, it might have some different content, whatever voucher content you put in there. You might want to highlight, I probably would highlight this voucher number as a little bit more. There's your voucher number, but that gives them the details of the voucher. So I'm going to click send now because I want to receive my voucher number. Okay. When I click on send now, it brings up another little box. It looks like a simulation box to say, we've sent it, we're sending it to these people from the list. And it's been processed now, the date and time stamped. Once a voucher's been sent, as I mentioned, you can't resend it, but you can, the only thing you can edit within a voucher is the expiry date. It's the only, you can actually change values, but it doesn't actually change anything. But you can edit the expiry date if you need to. Okay, I'm going to go and see if I've got that email with my voucher attached. Okay, here we go. Here's my voucher. There's my loyalty reward, and I can redeem the voucher with this voucher code. for 50% off. Excellent. So the user can redeem their voucher online. As I mentioned, any item can be redeemed, any payment type and any module. So you can specify, like I said, in the email or the voucher to say this is for such and such, but it won't restrict them on the website. Okay, so if I go to the online store, I'm just going to pick a category. I'm just going to pick something to pay for. I've got 50% off, so I'm going to choose a pen. I'm going to complete my order, put in my details. Okay, it's when you come to the payment method, the payment details page where you choose your method of payment, and then there's the spot to paste my voucher code in. Okay. Didn't recognize. I think I had a space at the front. Yeah, doesn't like spaces, by the way. So if you get that message, you might just need to, now it worked. Okay, so that's making me pay the rest via direct deposit, which was $14.98, I think. Let's have a look. Excellent. So my order came through as order number 246 for the online store and the amount of $14.98. Okay, so I got 50% off that voucher. Okay, so that's how a user redeems their voucher. It's pretty simple. It's like any website that you go on and you can just put your voucher code in. What happens though is if there are remaining amounts on the voucher, so that doesn't happen with a percentage off, but with a dollar value, if you have remaining amounts, the user will receive another email. Okay. I might show you that. I can't seem to find my screens today. Doing well. Okay, I'm going to create a new voucher just very quickly. I'll call it $50 voucher. I'm not going to put in too much detail. I'll just do expiry date of tomorrow. $50. Okay, save. I'll send that to myself. This is really easy. Okay, so let's see if that one's come through, because I want to show you that difference. So I've got a $50 voucher. I might go back to my online store. I might buy a cap this time, $20. So I should have $30 left after I've used this voucher. Let me see if my vouchers come through. Oh, that's my tax invoice, not my voucher. Sorry guys, I'm waiting for my voucher to come through. Send, receive. Okay, it's not coming through. I might just leave that one though. But it basically works that it's not coming through. Good one. You have to hit the send now button. That's why I thought I hit the recipients. You've got to hit the send now button for it to come through. There you go. This is what you do when you come to Ali's training. You learn what not to do. Okay, so my voucher code should come through now.
Alison, just while that's happening, a quick question that Amanda's posted. For a conference, could a voucher code be given to a speaker to register themselves free of charge?
Yes. Yes, fabulous. That's right. Yeah. But like I said, they could potentially use it on something else. But yeah, you just, if you tell them, most people, if you tell them this is for this particular reason, then they'll probably use it for that. But you just can't restrict it. But that's a really good point. And then they feel very special because you've given them a voucher. Okay. Excellent. So I just used this is my $50 voucher. Okay, so I've spent my $50, but I still have $30 left. What happens with that $50 voucher is in the commerce module, you will see it comes through as the method of payment of voucher. Okay, and the total amount is $0 because we've used a voucher. Okay, so that's a good way to recognize that a voucher's been used. Okay, and I've now received an email with a new voucher attached. I'm having all kinds of fun today. Here we go. And my new voucher, see, it's called a $50 voucher, but the voucher value is 30. So it's given me a new code and then the leftover money that's I've got to spend, which is nice. Okay. So that's always handy. So once you've got some people using your vouchers, you can actually go into the voucher report section of the unique vouchers and see who has spent and how much money they've got left on their vouchers as well. Who has and hasn't used it. So if I go into voucher report in the submenu on the left, I can see that we've got the vouchers on each line. So I can see each line voucher, so $50, $100 and association online vouchers. Okay, the total value, how much has been redeemed and how much liability is, how much is left. No, how much that's total spent. Redeemed so far. Liability, yeah, that's what's left. Yeah, it's got $30, $50 and $60 left there. You can click on the recipients button to open up the list of who spent in the vouchers as well. Okay, you can see that I've spent $20 redeemed here. Oh, sorry, $0 redeemed. No, $20 redeemed and $0 redeemed here, and I've still got some money to spend there. The status with the hand means that that hasn't been used yet. That voucher code hasn't been used. So that's really the unique vouchers overall. Let's look at a campaign voucher. It's slightly different. So this is where you need to create and advertise a campaign for multiple users. You get one code for everybody. Keep hitting the wrong button today. So we're going to create a campaign voucher. So you want to offer a special campaign for the month. You know, we want to create a voucher for the month. So I'm going to go to campaign vouchers. Let's call it a summer special because we've all been sweltering in the heat. Okay, you can put a description in. This is really for admin purposes, this description. So for members only. Campaign number. As I mentioned with Summer Special 18, with the campaign number, so at the moment it's set to manual mode where I can put in my own code, but we can also have it automated if you wish. So it will automatically create a code. So we could say 20% off Summer Special with a minimum of $50 currency. So with a minimum of $50 spend, you get 20% off. And the expiry date, well, summer ends at the end of February, so we'll put it in there. And create the campaign. That's so simple. Campaign vouchers are a lot quicker and easier to put together than unique vouchers. But what you do need to do then is go and advertise that code. Okay, go and give them that code. Oh, click here, you know, via the marketing. Send them, all of your members, a message. Here's your summer special for 2018, 20% off anything on our website. If you spend $100 or 50, I think I put 50 in, didn't I? Okay. Campaign vouchers are very simple. So the user redeems the voucher. They can only use it once, as I've mentioned, and no change voucher will be created for a campaign. Campaign voucher reports are actually located within the voucher details. So you can actually see, I'll use an example of my previously created one, the January special offer. So you can click into it to see in the details, you can see how many sales, the value, and the discount given for that particular sale. Okay, we've had one person actually use this, which was me, of course. So you can see the list of who in the, you know, actually spent that voucher. There is a report section under campaign. So you can go into a bit more detail. You can actually view these reports in like a graph format. So I might go, I'm going to choose that January special offer. Okay, I want to go from who used this offer from the 1st of January to today. Okay, and there's two report types. I want to know the amount of revenue. Let's see how much money we've actually made, just in a graph. Okay, or how many campaign sales have we had? And that was that one on that day. Not the best graphs for an example, but you know what I mean. So it's really just to show you the functionality there. Okay, so that's really the vouchers module. It's a very small module to use and easy to use. I've got a manual as well that has that detail on how to create them, how to use them, how to set up the recipients and whatnot. So what we've covered today was the two voucher types, the unique vouchers and the campaign vouchers, the differences between them and the benefits and limitations. How to create unique and campaign vouchers, how to send them, okay, because I didn't press send now, which is why I wasn't receiving it, and then I remembered, how to redeem the voucher, and then the voucher reports that come through at the end. So as I mentioned, I do have a manual in our training resources. So if you click on Association Online in the Support Centre and go to optional modules, you can find the vouchers detail in there. But if you have any problems, because we do have a new support centre, and if you're having any issues, just email me directly at arosa@adversol.com and I'll email you the manual. That's fine, but give it a go online first. Before we take questions, our next webcasts are the 27th of Feb. We're doing some membership reporting. So looking at the new reporting system and some options and how you can pull out the data that you need for your reporting to your board or committees. And on the 27th of March, we are going to look at how our Moodle integration works. So if you do use e-learning and want to connect it to our events module, this will give you some of that information as well. Okay, that's everything. So Marla, I'll hand back to you to